Right, fellas, so you're both known for ball striking. This is the art of striking. Tiger, and I'm going to reference some stats here, reference my phone. The best iron player of all time, ranking first in approach play outside of 50 yards in 5 of the 14 years that you've played enough rounds to count towards that stat. You've also had 5th or better in 9 of your 14 counting seasons from 150 to 200. Now then, bring it modern, and I know there is a connection between the two of you in this area. Colin's game based off tremendous iron play, and you're the second best of all time between 175 and 200 yards, gaining 6.27 strokes at the 3M Open in 2019. So that's one tournament. You've ranked 5th in 2019 and 3rd in 2020, early in 2021. But the message is that the art of striking between the two of you, you both do it tremendously well. What is about that, as you've both kind of grabbed a 7-iron going to that right-hand flag, as you hit shots, where's the similarities? Why do you think you both are so good with irons?
Well, for me, it's, I've always have enjoyed, well, I grew up in a different era, so I grew up in an era where the ball spun a lot more, so playing the wound ball and all that spin. I learned to really take spin off of it and slow everything down to try and get it out of the wind and out of this kicking up of the golf ball. As that process started to evolve as I got into my teens and into my early 20s is when my iron game got a lot better, because I started slowing everything down and started matching up everything. And then from there I got dialed in the early 2000s, and where it was pretty good.
It's all right.
It was one of those things where if you had a day like today, as windy as it is, I mean, there's no chance that I would be able to get a 7-iron that far. 160 yards, it'd be some kind of 5-iron. Yeah. Just because the golf ball would spin so much. But it allowed me to really understand how to slow everything down. As the golf ball got harder, I maintained the spinniest ball that is on market, because I've always been good at taking spin off the golf ball. I'm terrible at putting spin on a golf ball.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, it's spot on, and it's being creative. I love being creative out. You know, you look at us, what we did earlier, creating different shots, moving it, hitting it 70 yards right to left. You might hit that shot twice a year, but it's being creative, seeing the shot. So I love to see and visualize. And the way I grew up playing on the golf course. I never grew up just hitting balls and hitting it, 50 balls at 150 yards at the, pin on the range. I grew up shaping shots out on the golf course, and I think that taught me, your swing, you need it to be consistent, but you need to be able to know where your body is. Like Tiger says, he knows when he's taking spin off, where his hands are, where everything is, and that's how you're going to create better shots, create more consistent shots, because you're aware, you're conscious of what is going on with your body.
When you get in a scenario like this and you've got Tiger Woods here on the same range as you, are there any things that you either look at or you ask yourself as the relationship and the more time you spend with someone, you get to know them better? What have you asked to try and pick from the greatest of all time?
Yeah, and I actually haven't asked much.
Come on, I mean, here's your chance.
He hasn't, no, really hasn't. We've played together.
I'll be honest, we've played together, a few times now, and I've observed as much as I could. And, I like to say, and I tell people, I actually hit the ball. I think I hit my irons better when I play with him. Not just because he flushes it, every time, but the way when I watch him hit a shot, like he said, okay, just say we have 160 yards here. He plays the right shot. And sometimes it's aggressive, sometimes it's not, but he knows his misses, he knows what he's doing. And, if it's a left pin or whatever and he needs to draw it, he's going to hit a baby draw. It doesn't need to be a hook. It doesn't need to be, a low or whatever, but he plays the correct shot. And that's, for me, when I observe and watch him. I got to play with him at Olympia Fields for 18 holes, just me and him. I asked him a couple questions, everything aside from golf, because for me, I'm going to learn the best when I observe. Tiger can explain something, how to hit this shot right now, how to take spin off, but that's not going to translate exactly to me, and I think that's what coaches...
Correct. 100% agree.
That's the hardest thing for a coach to teach someone, right? Because all of our feels are different. But it's how do you teach yourself? And that's, for me, it's just, if I can watch Tiger when I play with him, that's how I'm going to learn the best. So that's why I haven't asked him much, because what he's going to tell me, I'm not going to know how to feel it. I'm not going to...
Plus, generally, feel and real are two different things.
100%.
And when I'm how I explain shots to you and how I explain shots to everyone else. I may have that videoed and slowed down. I may be doing the complete opposite of what I think I am.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned from a lot of the old players before my time, because there was no video camera then. You know, what do you feel on this shot? Well, I feel my legs go this way, or you know, I feel the club really like it shallows and drops into the slot. And I watch stand behind him, and then he's actually over the top. Where do you feel any of this stuff?
Yeah.
But that's just the reality is. But I have my own feels. I have the way I play shots, and if Colin wants to ask me those, I can tell him what I feel.
Yeah.
But I may not be doing exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. And that's the thing, when I watch Tiger hit a shot, it might be something that clicks in my head, and those are the best times, because you're going to remember, whenever you teach yourself something, you're going to remember it forever. If someone tells me how to do it, and I try it, and you know, a month goes by and I kind of forget it, it's not really my feel. You want to create your feel. Everyone has their own swing out here, and that's what makes them a good ball striker.
Show me some shots here, guys. Show me some of your favorite shots to that 164 pin, or perhaps the shot you'd play in this environment with the wind. What would be the thought process? So maybe we can pick something as the viewer.
All right. The shot I'm seeing with the wind, the way it is right now, I want to try and have it start at the left edge of the right bunker there. And I'm going to turn it down a touch with my hands, so I can keep that ball and that spin off of it and keep it flighted.
Pretty dreamy there. Just so much control when I look at it, Colin, of the shape.
Exactly.
Like, how would you
It's the
play?
same. I mean, it's similar, but I actually see it left to right. I know I got to get a lot out of the 7-iron,
And
but there's
see,
so much.
if I saw that, if he said, okay, you got to cut it, then I would not have hit 7-iron.
Yeah.
I need a 6 to
Yeah.
get to that.
Like, I feel like
To
I
that
can
flag
still
with a
yeah.
fade, I can't do it.
But see, that's the thing. Feeling like what you
Yeah.
feel. Tiger feels it. I think I can barely stretch this out to where if I get a little too aggressive, speed-wise, that's what
Yep.
Tiger said, right?
Yep.
Speed.
You've
How
got
hard your hands are going to go. If I get a little too aggressive, this ball's not going to work out. But I think for me, I can get away with just picking it just enough, slowing it down to getting a very straight to slight cut off the shot and get a 7 there.
Shot.
It's great. I mean, it makes the yardage. When you play golf courses, are you aiming for quadrants of greens at certain venues on the tour? Is that in your mind, you think, more than other players, because you're both such great iron players? The thing I'm taking from this is the discipline to pick the correct shot.
Right.
That's definitely one aspect. But are you aiming at different points than other players, or quadrants of greens? When you're at your absolute peak, are you breaking that green into quadrants?
Well, I wouldn't say quadrants, okay? I would say that one of the best tips I've ever gotten is, do you hit the ball pin high? I said, not necessarily. What do you mean by that? And so one of those older players was saying, okay, you don't ever really hit the ball on, how many flags do you normally fire at during a course of a round? I said, maybe 1. He says, good. I normally fire at none. My spot may be a foot right or left of that flag, or is it 10 steps short or 10 steps long, wherever it is. That's where you want to hit your golf ball. So the belief is, what I learned is, I'm always being aggressive and firing to my spot.
Absolutely.
Okay, my spot, I may choose to be 40 feet right of this flag. Okay, that's my spot. That's where I'm firing it to. But I'm always being aggressive.
Yeah.
So I don't have like this governor of guiding or kind of being afraid when I play. I like to play full out, and full out means I'm being aggressive to a certain spot.
Will your spots change as a round goes on?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the shots coming, you know.
The
what
shot
I'm
may,
Yep.
they may change, the situations may change, they may
Yeah.
change the way I may be feeling.
Yeah.
How many guys are in the mix or not in the mix, or
You have to
things that-
adapt. You have to.
it's a fluid environment, right?
Yeah.
Nothing-
you never
nothing's
know.
ever
And
the
I
same.
mean, you never know where the pin might be, where the wind's going to be. You just never. I mean, you could be flushing high draws, and I only hit fades. Maybe I'm hitting a great draw for that day, and it just fits. Yeah, I'm going to bring my target in, and that's
Correct.
what I mean when Tiger, when I've observed Tiger on the course, you can see that. Yes, I mean, I realize this pin's in the middle, but just say the pin was tucked on the left.
Well, let's imagine
He's
the pin is
aggressive.
behind.
Okay,
Let's
but-
imagine the pin is
right.
behind the trap. Show
But
me a shot.
He's
Change clubs if you
aggressive
need
to that point. he's always, confident with the shot he's going to take.
Correct.
And you see guys out there, they're, in the back of their head, yes, they might know where the pin is. I always know where the pin is. I'm not blocking anything out, but I have to be confident to that point. I mean, that's
Correct.
His is aggressive, mine's confident. It's
Correct.
two different words, but they mean similar things.
So if the flag is pushed on line with that middle palm tree and behind that trap, and would you then be forced to draw one in, Colin, even though?
First of all, I can't get a 7-iron there.
Yeah,
You can change clubs.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not forced. What is the right shot? If I feel forced to hit a shot,
Then you're not hitting it.
then I'm not going to hit it. I want to
Correct.
feel confident. If I feel more confident hitting, obviously we don't know, if the numbers were kind of off and I felt better cutting it and right's better miss, I know my miss with a cut. I'm still working on my draw to know where my miss is and tighten those misses.
So even with your stats, you feel you're still working on the draw shape.
100%. And I'm bringing in all my misses. That's what we do. That's what we do the best.
Exactly.
That's when you're playing the best, you're missing the best out of everyone in the field that week.
And I see you eyeing this up, Tiger. What's the thought process as you think about drawing it back? What club have you gone for?
Well, I've
here?
got 6-iron, and
Okay.
I was kind of looking at that white flag just left of the bunker,
Yeah.
and trying to get a sense of, do I hold it on that hillside, or do I let it run down the hill to get to the flag?
Okay.
My eyes are telling me that I can get this ball there if I cut it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Almost.
Yeah.
You were talking about if I had a pin farther
Yeah.
behind the
Tell
bunker.
me about that one.
Yeah. So I mean, if the green was kind of shaped like that,
Correct.
that's what Tiger
Yep.
told you on the first one. I'd start it just right of the pin, and I'd see it falling down at that middle palm tree.
Okay.
And that's where I need to, you understand where your misses are going to be.
What club have you got now?
I've got 6 as well, and it's the same thing. Speed, and the way I'm coming through, I want to sweep it in a way, but I don't want to be as, I'm not trying to hit down with the angle of attack to get it spinny up in the air. I'm trying to hit a flat draw around here.
It's nice there. So there are different types of draw shots you would hit, and that when you talked about sweepy, you're talking about different trajectories. I mean, if you want one coming down steeper, you're getting steeper.
I think it all comes down to spin. How much spin do you want to put on the ball? Like Tiger said on this one, we're hitting into the wind. So if you get
Correct.
aggressive and it gets up in the air,
Like
the ball's
for
not
instance,
going anywhere.
My ball spins a lot more than his ball does, and my lofts are going to generally probably be weaker than his.
Yeah.
So into the wind, Colin's probably going to be maybe a half club longer than I am. On a
But it's interesting that you
everyday
play,
basis.
to that as long as you know it.
I
you
know
play
how
to
far
it.
I'm going to hit it.
Yeah.
But just when we start sneaking and looking at the other guys' bags or watching what
Then it
they're
all
hitting,
changes.
just knowing that, okay, this guy's got strong lofts. This guy normally plays the X ball. He plays the harder ball.
Do you think that when you're playing a competition round and you've got a playing
Absolutely.
partner, you will have a little look and think, okay, where's he at though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
then
have-
you
have
obviously
to.
listen to how he hits it.
Yeah, I think being a golfer and Tiger, can back me up.
Yep.
You have to be aware of everything.
100%.
If you, and it might not affect your shot, but it's just more knowledge in your head to
Correct.
just figure out what any shot might be. Because if you're so focused on yourself, and granted I'm focused on what I'm doing, but I need to know, like, you can see how people hit their shot, how much power you can just feel if you were going to put into that shot. Like when Tiger hit that little cut shot, I can kind of imagine myself, all right, if I'm hitting that little cut, where would my 6-iron have ended?
Correct. And we're all going to invariably have our own different windows and that we normally see shots
Yeah.
at.
And that's important.
People generalize and make similarities between the two of you. I think what I take from having met you a few times is you're both definitely thinkers, deeper thinkers, I think, than a lot of the players here, and you take in everything and think about the shot. And I think that's what rings out. It's information. Information on a golf course is everything, and you both extract it so well.
Well, I've never been shy of wanting more information, but I have to disseminate what is that going to do for my feel on a shot?
Yeah.
And then put all that aside and then literally hit the golf shot.
And make the decisions that are right for you, whether it's equipment, shot shape.
It's at the end of the day, I have to be committed to what I'm hitting, whatever shot that is.
Yeah.
And everyone's
whatever
different.
equipment I have.
Everyone's different. I mean,
Everyone's
I'm similar to Tiger. Like if you can feed me as much information and more, I can figure out in my head what I need and what I don't need. Some guys are different. Some guys, their caddies might tell them, here, hit a 6-iron.
Correct.
And that's, I mean, they play amazing.
Yeah.
But for me, I need to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on around me. I want to know, that's just who I am.
Facts.
I need the info. I need to analyze in my head.
It's great to hear it and to see it. Let's see one more shot to that flag for us, boys.
All right.
What shot?
Well, I think, Tiger, we got to see the cut with the 6-iron to that front flag, right? That's what you would
High
like
or low?
And then for you, Colin?
High or low?
Well, are we going to the left flag? Just
right
left
flag.
of the bunker?
The,
We'll go
the
the
right
right
flag at the 160. Let's see the high cut with the 6 should be
High cut for the 6?
should be easy for Tiger. Should be right on his number.
I think he gets 7 there. Go.
It's good.
Not bad.
Potting uphill. I like it.
Yeah, he knew that.
Yeah.
All right, what do you want?
I want the same.
You
Show
want
me
a high
your
cut?
high. Is what have you got? 6?
I've got 6 as well. I haven't changed clubs.
This is when it gets fun. Okay, so
Do you
He's got
do
a
you
shot.
change? Do you use curving the ball to help change distances
oh yeah.
all the time?
the
Right.
time.
Because
Okay, let's say
that's where I get in a rabbit hole sometimes because I start cutting it too much to take too much off. But
all right, let's hit a high draw in there.
high draw to that same pin.
Same pin, same club. Let's figure it out.
That's beauty.
Yeah, real good.
Gonna get there.
No,
Do you change? Is that just all hand? That's all speed,
it's all speed in my hands.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Now, if I want to hit that,
one shot for me. High draw to take distance off. I don't have that shot.
Yeah.
I can hit a lot of shots cut wise.
Yep.
I can trap one. I can take it off. The draws I can only hit right now. Well, for the most part, harder ones that I can get more
Yeah.
yardage off of. Hand speed.
So, Colin, how are you going to train that then? How are you going to, like, you're standing there going, okay, hand speed.
Little long.
Well, that
What?
would be
What's the process? How are you going to train that in?
easy.
Feels. I think it's all feel. Tiger knows what his body's doing for the high draw to take off 10 yards if he had to, right?
Yeah.
That's where I need to figure out how to match everything up because just because we're swinging slower in a sense does not mean my body's going to stop.
Yeah.
I think that's
Correct.
where people get the misconception is if they go slower that means everything's going to stop.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, you're still moving the same way, right, Tiger?
Correct. I'm just slowing it down. So now we got same flag, little draw, but a 3-iron.
With the 3-iron, so now you're really playing around with it. Yeah, look at that. Honestly,
Flag
it's to see it is fantastic. To be here
Yeah.
and to witness this, guys, is honestly a pleasure for all of us.